OPPO joins scramble to develop in-house phone chips. Chinese smartphone maker OPPO is developing its own high-end semiconductors for its flagship mobile phones. It's joining a race by smartphone makers including Apple, Samsung, Huawei and Google to develop in-house processors in pursuit of a competitive edge. OPPO will tap TSMC for production and will use an advanced 3nm design. The world's fourth largest smartphone maker by shipments, OPPO plans to use its own mobile systems on a chip in phones due out in 2023 or 2024, depending on the speed of development. Mobile phone manufacturers are rushing to develop their own chips to save costs and differentiate their products in competition. In-house chips can be about 50% cheaper than those supplied by Intel and Qualcomm. OPPO is prepared to spend billions of yuan on chip development. OPPO is China's third largest smartphone brand after Xiaomi and Vivo. Its 10% share of global smartphone shipments in the third quarter of 2021, fifth worldwide, according to market research Canalys. The core members of OPPO's new chip team come from existing mobile chip makers such as Taiwanese semiconductor company MediaTek and have experience in developing chips using advanced processes. The timing of OPPO's launch will depend on when TSMC can achieve mass production of its 3nm processors. TSMC said in June of 2021 that 3nm processors were on target for mass production in the second half of 2022. The 3nm processors will offer 10 to 15% speed improvements and will consume 25 to 30% less power than 5nm chips, but TSMC recently delayed delivery of its first batch of 3nm chips until the first quarter of 2023. OPPO's plan to develop its own chip has been an open secret in the industry. In February 2020, the company announced its Mariana plan, dedicated to self-developing integrated circuits. Since then, the company has been recruiting talent for its chip team and approached multiple engineers from Shanghai mobile phone chipset supplier UNISOC. Liu Bo, head of OPPO's China business, said that the company would step up chip-making plans and work with chosen suppliers to co-develop its own custom-made chips. Google launched its latest Pixel smartphones built with its own Tensor system on chip, a 5nm semiconductor that took 4 years of development. Xiaomi has long been keen on making in-house chips. In 2014, it set up Beijing Pinecone Electronics as a unit to develop phone chips. It released a low-end chip, the Surge S1, for its budget Mi 5C phone in 2017, but since then its chip design efforts haven't made much progress. Xiaomi's phones still mainly use Qualcomm chips. Xiaomi recently launched its first self-developed image signaling processing ISP chip, the Surge C1. In September, a Xiaomi-backed investment fund took a 3.35% stake in JLQ Technology, Qualcomm's chip joint venture in China. Vivo has also started to develop its own ISP chip, image signal processing chip. Huawei Technologies, once the world's largest smartphone maker, made its own Kirin chips before US sanctions derailed its mobile business.